What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. So I was doing an interview with T Rex, and then T Rex asked me a question about Big L, and then I responded, "Who's Big L?" He was like, "Oh, you don't know who Big L is?" I say, "Nope, I don't know who Big L is." He said, "You ain't heard of Big L?" "Nope." Like, man, Truth. What I'm supposed to say? I don't know Big L. So a lot of people look at that like, how you don't know Big L? That's crazy. Well, let me tell you why. When I was talking to Rex, I asked, what year did Big L die in? He said 1999. Then he said he had just got signed to Jay-Z and them and died 2 weeks after he got signed. I said, so he had never put out an album? Well, I was asking people, so he ain't never put out an album. So how am I supposed to know who he is if he never put out an album? Y'all have to remember, I'm from the Midwest. I'm not from the East Coast, where y'all really is like this rap stuff really mean that much to y'all. Like battle rap mean a lot to y'all. All this rapping and stuff mean a whole lot to y'all. Out here, it means something to some who trying to get involved in it, but ain't nobody really into it like that, or battle rapping really a movement down here, or hip hop heads like that. No, for the most part, we know who already successful selling albums and superstars. For the most part, he hadn't begun to, from what I'm hearing, he hadn't begun to do that yet. His life was stopped short before he could actually be that person who everybody saw the potential and talents and gifts in him that he would become. Sad that happened, so condolences to his family and loved ones and friends and everything. But he never really got to flourish like all these other hip hop artists are that then went platinum, sold millions of records and things like that. Um, but again, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Chicago, and in Chicago, our hip hop scene wasn't like that, unless we were getting into the game trying to get the paper. But really going hard like New York and New Jersey and Philly and them was doing on the battle rap scene and all that. We wasn't really going that hard like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? So the Midwest was entirely different. But some people from the Midwest probably did know who he was. But I guarantee you a lot of people didn't know who he was back then. But a lot of people on the East Coast definitely probably knew because y'all was around it. You get what I'm saying? We wasn't. And like y'all said, he had just got signed, so he didn't even get to put his album out. Even though people know him for the freestyles he did and doing freestyles and things like that. But for me, if it wasn't an album, a platinum album that was real big or something like that, I wouldn't have known about it for the most part. And then I think about where my life was back in 1999, 98, 97. I was heavy in the game. Deep, heavy in the dope game. I'm talking about heavy in the dope game. Not no $10 bags of crack. I'm talking about the weight man making moves into a lot of street things. You know what I'm saying? Literally, Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee, over the, I said Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee over the stove. Crazy. I wasn't thinking about freestyles and nothing like that. And the only music we were listening to is music that was already platinum and banging. I'm trying to think. 1999, who was I really listening to? I know we was listening to Dre now. Dre and them was bombing because I think that Chronic 2 had came out somewhere around that time. Eminem had just came out, so he was banging hard. Um, think Bone Thugs and Harmony still was crazy. I don't know. I don't remember him, and there's no disrespect to him. We just from the Midwest. Didn't know much about a lot of stuff that was going on in New York, unless they had already had albums out and was going platinum. I think Jay-Z was making a strong move, because in fact, when I got arrested in 2001, that was like one of the last albums I bought, the Jay-Z Blueprint album. Um, but I was a West. I love the West Coast. I loved the West Coast music. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of music I was listening to. I liked that Warren G Funk era, the Death Row era, the DJ Quick era. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. I liked it, all that West Coast music. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really like East Coast music that good. I liked that West Coast sound. You know, so that's another reason why I didn't know who the brother was, but can't take away from everything he did, because after I got through with the interview with Rex, people were sending me a lot of footage on him. You know, the freestyle clips of him and everything, of him in the radio stations rapping, but they wasn't sending me no songs. They were just sending me clips of his freestyle, so I don't know him for any songs or things like that. They just like, man, you didn't hear him go against Jay-Z when they was in the booth? I'm like, no, I ain't hear none of that. But like I said, I was deep into the streets, so I wasn't really watching TV or none of that stuff. I was getting that money, you know what I'm saying? Hustling, selling that dope, getting that money, gang banging heavy, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Involved with all these females. So I wasn't into them type of things like that. And no disrespect to the people who was, but that's one of the reasons why I didn't know who the brother was. I was too heavy in the game. I was too heavy up in them streets like that, man. You know, and then not only that, like I said, if he didn't have an album out and it was making a lot of noise and going crazy, I wouldn't know who he was anyway. And I also remember at that time, the Hot Boys and them was Baby and them, they was blowing up big. You know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh and them and Baby and them, Cash Money and them was blowing up. So it was stuff like that. So I wouldn't have known who he was if he didn't have an album out and it actually went platinum or was making a lot of noise. I think at that time DMX was going crazy too. But it is what it is. But I definitely listened to him. People sent me stuff of his, and I was listening to what he was saying back in those days, and I was like, oh, he was nice. He definitely was before his time. A lot of the stuff he was saying, man, I'm like, oh, that's how he was rapping then? He was definitely before his time. He was nice. Ain't no telling what he could have been if he had that, if he had been still alive and got a chance to get up under those producers that was up under Jay-Z now, man. No telling what he would have done behind a Kanye West beat, a Timberland beat, a Dr. Dre beat, a Daz Dillinger beat. You know what I'm saying? Dang, that dude who used to do pop stuff all the time. Moby, is that his name? Moby, crazy. No telling what he probably would have done behind some of that producing and production, man. Swiss Beats now. So I definitely heard him. He definitely was before his time. Sad that his life was ended tragic like that. And so many people in these inner communities and life was ended from just stupid stuff. So many brothers with a lot of talent and potential, from basketball players to musicians to artists to just wise people, man, you know. And these are reminders how we need to just be more focused, more locked in, and more supportive of one another. And put them guns down and learn how to live and love and not hate. And not hate and die. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons why I ain't know him. I was too heavy deep off into the game, man. and I'm from the Midwest, you know. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Don't hate me because I don't know somebody because I ain't from the East Coast of New York. Yo, I mean, come on, the brother ain't even have an album out. Come on now. People really was getting mad at me. You don't know rap. If you don't know Big L, you don't know rap. Man, I was a hustler. I ain't trying to know no rap. You sound crazy. I just knew the people who was already platinum, who was already killing the charts. If you were just small time trying to come up, I ain't know you unless you was somebody in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, no, I didn't know you. I didn't even care to know you. I'm just keeping it real. That's how it was. But the man got a lot of talent. He was good. He was definitely before his time. Ain't no telling what he might have could have done. But with that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. So that's my reason on why I didn't know Big L. I was just too deep into the streets, and I wasn't really in the hip hop scene like that. You know what I'm saying? I was hustling, getting paper. You know what I'm saying? And ended up going to prison 2 years later for 8 years. You know. Click the link in the description box. It's going to take you to my Patreon. I have a Patreon channel. All my faithful supporters who rock with me, support me, love what I'm doing, please join my Patreon channel. Right now, I got over 20-something blogs over there that you ain't never heard, ain't seen, with roasting sessions, page and chapters of my life, music, me and Dolo, kill shots, a lot of things, man. A lot of things. We go through all the bloggers and talk about the good and bad. It's a lot of stuff over there. And I'm going to keep piling that page up with nothing but the best, the Battle Truth, man. So if you're not joined yet, when you're able to, please join my Patreon channel. Click the link in the description box and just go over there and check it out. See what's over there. See what they have to offer, man. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's definitely affordable. So for those who support me and rock with me, man, your love, contributions, all that stuff is needed and appreciated, man. Help me to continue to grow strong and to build the Battle Truth brand as a whole, man. So if you rock with me, you like what I do, you like my content, join my Patreon. You're going to like me even more because I'm taking all the best that y'all like from me over here and I'm bringing it over there. All my series and episodes, roasting sessions and things like that. So, you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. And I want you to be a part of it. And it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment, that's some question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth. Join my Patreon, my new channel, my new page. Join my Patreon. You won't be disappointed. Check it out.